You re-release this banner with BSBs, USBs, and CSBs on it? Cool. I'm in. Okay, Solus. Core. 0. Tyro's BSB is definitely not worth picking up. Final Fantasy I. Warrior of Light's BSB is a plus Holy Shield. I'll consider that a win. Garland's is not. Sarah. Echoes. She have a Heiska? No, I won't consider Echo. Master, yes. So, Warrior of Light, Sarah, Master. And that's it. So, 3. 3 for Final Fantasy 1. Was that what you said too? Sarah, Master. Well, Thief's not in the game, Solus. Oh, and I guess... Right. There's less than 243 because not all of them are released. But Thief's not in the game, Solus. Final Fantasy II. Firion, Maria. Two, Firion and Maria. Yeah, Layla was on the edge, but since we do kind of know for a fact now that they don't care about poison damage at all, I don't think it's... It is a good burst if poison damage was useful. The problem with Joseph's BSB is that the haste isn't to everybody. I don't think. If it was, then it wouldn't be bad. Good morning, Strider. Like, let's look at the way it's worded. Attack and magic plus 30% for 25 seconds grants haste, attach ice and burst mode to the user. And Onion Knight is right down here. So the haste is before the stat buff. Because it's to all allies. I don't think the haste on Joseph's is to all people. So 2 for Final Fantasy II. Lunitz is a +1 spear. And does have a Dark Bargain command. Let's say yes. Let's be generous, because it's a lucky draw. Let's be generous. Neither of Ark's Bristle Breaks or anything. Refia. Ingus. Desh. Onion Knight. Cloud of Darkness is a + Dark Staff. This Final Fantasy III is broken. Not Aria, so that's 6 in Final Fantasy III. So what do we have so far? 3 in 1, 2 in 2, and 6 in 3. Final Fantasy IV, definitely not Cecil. Either Cecil. Well, all of their bursts stink. Kane's Burst Soul Break is terrible, but it's a plus Lightning Spear. Let's be generous and say yes. Do I consider Imperil by itself? Probably not. It depends on the character, Solus. How well can they take advantage of it? Is it instant cast like Alina's? The stats at 8-star are still not great. Okay. Well, we'll say no to Kane's, because you're right, it's very old. It's over a year old. And the BSB itself is not good at all. Rydia... I'm going to say no. It'd be good if you had her OSB. But I'm going to assume that you don't, because it's difficult to have. So there's going to be few people that's going to be a win for. Rydia's BSB 2, on the other hand, is good. So that's one. Edwards is pretty cool. Yes, Solus. Edwards is cool. We'll go with Edwards. Yang's is good. Spear is 157, and is that flat? That's not with augment. With augment, that brings it up to what, 172? Oh no, 182. Okay, well actually I'm in on that. That's a nice amount of attack. So I'll add that. So Kane, Rydia 2, Edward, Yang. I think I'm going to put Porom on this list, because it has a Medica command, and it restores Cura Medica. It's a Cura Medica and Magic and Mind plus 30%. It is Yuna's Burst Soul Break. Yuna's Burst 2, and that's a buffing Medica. That's actually not bad. So Porom for 5. Tella for 6. Tella's isn't bad either. Edge for 7. Golbez is a Dark Rod, but there's so many of those. I actually got asked that question earlier today, Wolf, and it's not that good anymore. The amount of damage it does isn't worth, because it doesn't have an element to it, so it would just be exceeded by a generic an element burst with a 5-star ability. It would only be better than those in the case of like stacking a chain or something. Yeah, but you need to waste a turn doing nothing to do that, Solus. So over the course of the burst, it falls flat. And Yeah. Also, Dire Heal has a low multiplier. Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna say no to Golbaz. Rubicante's is... The True Flame Cloak is plus fire armor, right? It is? Then that's a win. So... Rubicante, Edge, Tella, Porum, Yang, Edward, Ridiatsu, and Kane. 8. Alright, next up, Final Fantasy V. Lena, neither. Galoof is an Imperil, and he does have access to Fires Within. Okay, I can get on board with that. Go-Go's burst stinks, and it is a plus water rod, but I am so unconvinced that that is even a worthy relic of... The problem is I don't think that that's all that valuable, Umbra. If you notice, the only healer burst that I've chosen so far is Porum's, because it contains a buff on cast. Every single one of these healer bursts is pretty decent at simply healing. And if that's all it's got going for it, meh. Exactly, Solus. So I'm not going to say yes to Go-Go's even though it's an elemental gear and a unique piece of elemental gear because I'm just not convinced of its usefulness. Gilgamesh? No. Okay. Bart's... We'll say Bart's is 2 and 3. I have no issue with the what I call the Infinity Gauntlet bursts. You get Bart's as USB, and then you get his N elements to make it even better. So 2 and 3 on his bursts, 2 and 3. Ferris. I'm gonna, yeah, honestly, I think I'm gonna say yes to Ferris, because I still use her burst even now. She's just so good. It's not good in Magicite. Ferris is not good in Magicite. But she is such an awesome multiplayer support. So I'm gonna cave and say that's 4th. Dorgon BSB, absolutely. Earth heavy armor, as well as being a party buff and imperil entry. Yeah. So that's number 5. X-Death, yeah, it's an imperil, and yeah, he has Dark Zone access, but there's so many imperil darks in the game. That's the problem with that. You know what? X-Death is a really good character, though. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes on that. X-Death is a really good character. So he's probably one of the better imperil darks because of it. I'm analyzing the character itself. I'm saying this is an analysis of the Burst Soulbreak banner tomorrow. Like, would I be happy getting this burst if I didn't have it? Would I find use for it? So the character does come into play there, yes. And that's why I say yes to X-Deaths. So that was 6 for X-Death. Creel's, no. And that's it. So 6 for Final Fantasy V. All right, next up, no, definitely not Terra's Burst. Yeah, that's just not good enough, Strider. This is a confusing one. It's group attacks. So it's got a weak entry. Unlike Galoof. Galoof had a strong entry on his. Locke does have access to Ruby Spark, which is a pretty powerful ability. Let's say yes, because of Ruby Spark. Celeste Burst 1 and 2 are both good. Well, 2 definitely. How do I feel about 1? I'll have to say yes, it's on Celeste. And turns her into the only holy spellblade in the game. That's not really worth anything, but I still think it's good because it's on her. Alright, 3. Mog BSB definitely. 4. Edgar, no. Sabin, no. Shadow, 5. Cyan grants crit chance 50% to all allies. Not good enough. I like Zell's because it's instacast entry. Setzer, 6. Strago 7. Realm 8. Not Gogo, not Omaro. Kefka Burst Soulbreak 2, 9. And Leo is a party buff, 10. 10 in Final Fantasy VI. Cloud BSB 2. I think there's enough support bursts that they give a dual buff to party that Red 13's bad one probably doesn't make the overall cut. Okay, so I'm gonna skip it. Yuffie's just because it's on her. Okay. Why I selected Edges and why I'm gonna select Yuffie's as well is, yep, it really is pretty much just an attached water burst. But understanding, and Shadows, understanding how powerful the 5-star ninja abilities are, really increases the damage output of these to kind of obscene levels. So I'm gonna put Yuffie as the second burst in Final Fantasy VII. Plus she does get an attack and defense mug on her second command. Kate Sif, 3. Vincent, 4. Zack, 5. Sephiroth. Burst Soul Break 2, definitely. For 6. I'm gonna have to say no to Sephiroth's Burst Soul Break 1. It's a stopgap. And not a very good one. Sid, yes, for 7. That is 7, right? I'll go over Final Fantasy VII again. Definitely not Tifa. It's just a generic N-Earth Burst Soul Break. 4-hit single target. Well, she can use Gaia Rush that does the same thing, except but better. Did I Strider? Seems like a mistake to me. Do I still care about Reno's? Yeah, I do, because it's hybrid, and he can effectively use both Chain Thundaga and Tempest Knight. It's Rufus's commands. Eh. But I'm going to say yes to Rufus. Kind of the same way I said yes to Galoof. That's a 7.76. That's a strong multiplier for Imperil Dark. Rufus, surprisingly, has a really good ability pool. So I'm going to say yes to Rufus, yes to Shulk. Rude is plus Earth Fist Weapon. And Hybrid. So yes. Alina is Instant Cast Imperil. Yes. And that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 12. 12 in Final Fantasy VII. Squall BSB 2. Same reason. Quistis's burst is actually good. Just like Layla's is. It's just not a useful burst. Sorry, Quistis. Zell. I don't know about Irvin, man. No. No on Irvin. Laguna, yeah. Adia, yes. Fusion, yes. What's Kyros' commands? No. No on Ward. So 5 in Final Fantasy VIII. Agreed. Done. Don't know. You, I'll go over Final Fantasy VII again. Rainmaker. Alina, Rude, Shulk, Rufus, Reno, Sid, Sephiroth, Zack, Vincent, Kate Sith, Yuffie, and Cloud. Yeah, that was 12, so that would have been 47. All right, 52. 52 is good. All right, Final Fantasy IX. No on Zidane's. Garnet 1 and 2. That plus Lightning Dagger is still useful on her BSB 1. So that's 2. VV 2. It's phrase commands. No airtime in Smart Ether. She's a damage dealer. Aerial dive after attack and defense. She does become a dancer eventually. Let's say yes. Let's say no. I'm gonna say no. Norquina, Echo for 4. Beatrix 5. Kuja 6. Kuja for 6. So I got 6. Alright, Titus 2, Una 2, I'm gonna have to say no to Kamari, because he doesn't have any abilities to use it with, and his first burst command is kind of neat, though. What's his second command? Is it just an area of effect? Smart Ether? Yeah, with what ability? See, this is the issue, is that his command is a 1.88 multiplier. Is that 25% lowest ally worth it? Yeah, it is. So what's that make? 1, 2, 3. Four for Riku. Five for Pains plus Water Armor. So 5. Oh, 6. Right, Asherlock. Lulu Ice Armor Burst. 6. Yeah, absolutely Wolfumbra. Kimari's BSB kind of makes one of the relics on that banner actually pretty decent. Shantoto. No, not Shantoto. Ayame, yes. Intervention's a really cool buff. So, Karilla, Lion, Aphmau. 4 for Final Fantasy XI. Final Fantasy XII. Vaughn, both your 2. Ash. Larsa. And Rex, 5. Yeah, even with the fast cast, abilities are stronger. So all it really is an N element burst. For Final Fantasy XIII, Lightning 2, Snow, that's a plus ice armor. Vanille, Saz. How do I feel about Hope? Plus Holy Bracer is pretty damn useful. So, Hope 2. Sarah 2. Sid Rains. Nabat. I lost count there. So, Nabat, Rains, Sarah 2. Hope 2, Saz, Vanille, Snow, Lightning 2, 8. Ishtola, Papalymo, Alphino. That's it, 3. Noctis, Iris, Prompto, Arenea's plus lightning helmet, so 4. Right? Yeah. Prompto and Noctis's are both instant casts. Ramza 2, Agrius, Rafa, Miliadul. Oh, I really don't like Marshes. No to Marsh. Mont Blanc, though, is good. So 5. 5 for tactics. Deuce. How do I feel about aces? It's instant. feel like since it's instant, I have to get behind it. I did not include Mustadio's BSB. I don't like it. Yeah, Aces is instant, so that's going to have to be 2. And then Rain and Lawn. There's 2 more. Well, that's a misleading number, Rainmaker, because that's without any duplicates. I haven't factored in duplicates.